I even left school then. Once I realized that I can't make money from this school thing and I'm not learning much, I dropped out and then I started a business.
Drop out?
I dropped out, yeah. So I only invest in things that put money in my pocket. So all the real estate properties I built, all the real estate I do is property that will put money in my pocket, not take money. You cannot sit down and authoritatively say that yes, this is what the value of this property is going to be next year. Nobody can. Anybody that say they can, if you are being speculative, the highest risk ever is doing risk. So if you don't take risk, you fail. I did a video one time, I was talking about how most people do their first investment for this one. My first investment, tried. Okay? He will give me everything, all the streets in the book. I was just bad. But one thing happened was I learned a lot from it. So I'm not saying, oh, bad things will not happen to you while you're investing in real estate. I'm saying it might, but you have to learn your lesson and do more. Because the only thing that will be worse is not doing anything at all. If you buy real estate, you go through stuff you learn, you do the next one, you make a lot of money. If I had stopped after my first investment, I would not be here today. And now, the portfolio I have is billions of naira.
Hello, welcome to this episode of the Lagos Mainland Insider Podcast, where we help you create wealth investing in real estate. Today, I'm joined by a visionary. He's a young and ambitious man who is doing a great project. He has done over 300 homes in Lagos. He's now changing the narration of real estate. He has done over 1 billion naira in sales in just 2 weeks. So today, he's going to breaking down the both and not of real estate investing, whether you want to multiply your money, you want to get started investing in real estate, or just want to get some inspiration. This episode is the one that you are looking for, so you definitely want to listen from the beginning to the end. It's Mr. Bright Okerenke. Nice to have you.
Nice. Thank you very much.
Before we get started, for someone meeting you for the first time, who is Mr. Bright?
So me, Bright Okerenke, so I like when you say ambitious. I'm very ambitious. I'm also very excited, high energy guy. I'm a real estate developer, so I build properties mostly on the mainland. So I have projects in Lagos Mainland. So far we've done over 300 units, close to 20 buildings, and so much more.
So how do you get started in real estate, for the people meeting you for the first time? How do you get started on this journey before we go to the journey so far?
Okay, so how I started at Agent. So I was a student in Unilag. I was in school, everything was not going great. School was very frustrating for me. So eventually I started helping students get accommodation, and I even left school then. Once I realized that I can't make money from this school thing, and I'm not learning much, I dropped out, and then I started a business, and I started with helping students get accommodation on campus.
You dropped out?
I dropped out, yeah.
So what was that transition moment for you from dropping out of school to starting your real estate investment journey?
So what happened, the transition was hard, but it was easier than what I was going through school for me, right? So what it included was I had to read a lot of books. So there are no specific rules of books on real estate investing, right? So I had to read business books, motivational books on how to think, and then even for real estate investment, I would say Rich Dad Poor Dad had a huge influence on how I went about my real estate journey, because if you read the book, I was reading it again, and that's when I realized, oh, this is why I am doing rental properties. So when I read the book, you want cash flow. So I only invest in things that put money in my pocket. So all the real estate properties I build, all the real estate I do is property that will put money in my pocket, not take money away from my pocket.
Wow. So that's why I used to tell people you are a master of wealth creation. So for an investor, because some of our investors are mainly interested in property that will generate cash. So for an investor with 50 million naira or 100 million naira, I'm thinking about how can I multiply this money into 100 million naira, 150 million or 200 million naira. What will be your blueprint for that investor?
So the thing with multiplying money with real estate is it's not very predictable. So I generally don't recommend people go through that route, because it's a very technical route. Very technical. Like for instance, if you want to double your money quick, one way that I would say, if you have 150 million, buy an old house, renovate it, flip it. That might cost maybe 250 million. So you buy an old apartment building in Yaba. That's something that I do sometimes, right, on the personal level. Buy an old house, renovate, you flip it, you can double your money in like maybe a year. right? That's one fast way to double your money. Now, if you want to buy and hold a property to double the value in a long-term base, that's also very recommended. So you buy an apartment building, let's say a studio apartment. If you have 50 million, you can get a studio apartment in Yaba or Surulere. If you buy that studio apartment in a few years, it might double. And then the more important thing is whether it doubles or not, what is sure is the rent that is in your pocket. So most of these buildings, we design it in ways that the way they are designed is you'll be able to make your money in 5 years or 7 years. So whether you are able to do without even selling. So you don't have to sell it to make your money back. So that's where we focus our attention on, because when it comes to capital acquisition, you cannot tell. There's a property we did in 2023. We sold for 15. Now it's 45. So times 3 in 2 years. But we couldn't have predicted it. That's my own concern with I want to buy this property so it will increase in value. It's hard to predict it. What you can predict is rent, because rent is based on supply and demand.
But when we talk of investing is not something of emotion. It's something you do with mathematics. You need to know at least maybe your expected return on investment, maybe within certain amount of time, like a year, 2 years, or 3 years. We say real estate is not predictable. So if real estate is not predictable, why should someone invest in real estate?
So the good thing about it is your rent is predictable. What is not predictable is your capital appreciation. So how much will your property be valued in 6 months or a year? Now the part of that is it's going to go up. But how up is going to go is where the concern lies. So in 2 years, like the property I was telling you of went 3 times in 2 years. There are some properties that might not even appreciate at all in 3 years, or appreciate a little. So that part becomes so technical that you cannot sit down and authoritatively say that yes, this is what the value of this property is going to be next year. Nobody can. Anybody that say they can, they are being speculative, but does not mean to not go. So why you buy real estate is it will definitely appreciate. You know that. You might not know exactly how much, but if you buy for rent, that one is sure, because you know what the rental demand is today, and you know how much you are getting into your pocket immediately.
But when we talk of rent compared to short-let apartment, because you are an expert at this, especially short-let apartment, what would you recommend? Would you recommend short-let over annual rent, or rent over short-let?
So if you want to make a lot of money, short-let is the best way to go. The issue is short-let has a lot of running issues. Like, to get money, you have to have a strong marketing team, the location has to be great, all those things. So short-let is ideal when you have a good management structure. That's why I always recommend, if you're going to do buy property for short-let, work with a management team, not just you go, because some people go in and they realize that's a whole field on its own. Now if you can't, you can do yearly rental, but yearly rental is really not good. It's not, you won't get that much return. What I can recommend is go for monthly rental. So monthly rental is similar to short-let, but does not require that much marketing. So let's say normally this studio apartment is 1 million a year for rent. If you furnish that studio apartment, you could put it out on short-let for 10k a night. Not even 10k, you can put it for 30k. I think it's 30k. You can put 30k a night. But now, if you do 30k a night, you might not get enough booking because you need a lot of marketing. What you now do is you put it out for 500 a month. Now, your marketing is not that crazy because each person that pays will stay a month. Or like short-let that once one person stay 1 night, you have to get another person again. Another person stay 2 nights. So it's everybody. And what we found was, once you get one person, they end up staying 6 months. So I'm saying 1 year plus. So you can now go there. There you require less skill than short-let, but then you get more money similar to short-let. So monthly rental is usually the best way for individual investors to go.
But monthly rental is basically for, let's say, like visitors coming to stay in Lagos, maybe within a week. So you'll be dealing with different kind of tenants.
Interestingly enough, when we did the monthly rental model, we found out that most people that actually booked it were not staying temporarily. They ended up staying like 6 months to a year. Why? If you want to rent, let's say a self-home now in Surulere, because I'm going to use Surulere because I know very well about Surulere or Yaba, you need to have 1 million or 1.2 for rent. Total package will be like 1.8. So you have 1.8 rent, that's just rent. To pay to get the place, total package. You now need to pay furnishing. So if you put AC, put TV, put all those things, that will be another 2 million.
You also have to pay for.
No, you buy furniture now. Like when you want to move in, you buy furniture. So if you want to furnish, so if you want to put AC, you want to put TV, you want to put bed, all those things, you probably up to 2 million. But AC alone is like 300 or 400k, just AC. TV is maybe another 300, 400k. Just those two now, 800k. You've not bought mattress, you've not bought curtains, you've not bought bed frame. So furnishing, let's say 2 million. We've already spent 3.8 million for a self-con. Now, on the other hand, somebody says, come and stay in this self-con of 400k, is already furnished. You've not paid NEPA bill, you've not paid, it's already furnished, come and stay in this place. And most of those are monthly rental, we even put solar for them. So we realized that more people were going for it because they're like, it pays me to stay in this place and it's easy for me to move in. So instead of me to have up to 4 million to rent a house and furnish, with 400k I can just move in. With 450 I can just move in immediately to an already furnished apartment and I'll stay there for a year, I'll stay there for 2 years, depending.
So some of our investors are people that they always think, oh, those island of 18 is not for me because I don't like taking into that. So for that investor, tell us why should they invest in Surulere or Lagos Mainland? Why should they invest in Lagos Mainland?
So if you're looking at Lagos Mainland, Lagos Mainland has 3 major places in which it's very competitive. One is there are not a lot of people looking to invest in Lagos Mainland. And I know that sounds like an issue for people, but that's the best place to invest in. Now, when people are rushing an investment that's already casted, the people that are making money from Island, the people that bought when Island was not. Every time people are like, oh, this guy bought Lekki when Lekki was 1 million naira. That time when Lekki was 1 million naira, guess what? People were not buying. When you go early and you buy then when nobody was buying, that's when you make the most money. By the time everybody start rushing it, your own value goes up. So that's one. Secondly, the prices are a lot lower. So you have good deals, better deals. And then third is the rent, the demand is high for rental. Like currently, when we build properties on the mainland, we notice that people pay off plan for rent. People are renting off plan. So while you are on your second floor, people are like, can I pay rent? So when you finish, I'm moving. You tell them, I cannot finish in 6 months, they are fine with it. Because houses are just not there. So the demand is insane. So when you own a property, I don't know if you know Safolaji, was telling a story about one of his properties. He put it up for sale, he had like close to 50 applicants for one house. So it's ridiculous on
I've lived in both island and mainland.
Yeah.
I've lived in Ikoyi, I've lived in Yaba, I've lived in even main part of the mainland and the island, so I can tell the pros and cons. But in terms of capital appreciation, Lagos Mainland is fully developed. Properties are already at their peak level. So why should I spend, you can't even find land is a problem. You can't even find land in Lagos Mainland.
Yeah.
So why should an investor still be looking for a place to invest in the mainland where you can invest in the island?
So wait, it's similar. The demand, your ROI will be better. That's the main thing. Your ROI will be way better because if you come to the mainland, things double easily. So one of the things that help with capital appreciation is development. On the island, it's already fully developed. They are already charging premium price. Here on the mainland, there's still room for me. There was this particular property I told you that went 3 times. One of the things I contributed to it was the street. When we built the property and sold it, the street was not bad. Like a year later, the government came and did the road. All of a sudden, value went up. So, mainland is like if Ekpe was a city already. That's what mainland is. There is still upside of growth, while prices are still very low compared to the island.
So, basically, because I know for mainland, there's a lot of demand for it. Even in Ikeja, especially Ikeja and Surulere, and Surulere is like another iconic area after Ikeja. People look at Ikeja GRA when it comes to rent. And then after Ikeja GRA, that's the point they are looking at Surulere. After Surulere, I think it's Bangada. So what are the things precisely in Surulere that is attracting people to invest?
So Surulere is very central. So the location is right in the middle of Lagos. So if from Surulere, if you want to go to the airport, it's like 20 minutes. If you want to go to the island, it's like 15 minutes. So it's very, very central. Surulere and Yaba share that thing. They are so central to Lagos. And a lot of people who want to live a middle class life, that's where they actually are. Because not everybody can afford Ikoyi, Lekki Phase, all those places. So a lot of our middle class are there. And then it's also a place where you get high young people population. Because Nigeria has 200 million people, right? And over 70% of our population are young. And most of those population, they are central. Like Surulere attract a lot of those young people because of the vibrant lifestyle and things, and also because they can reach out. The rent is still affordable for them, and they can migrate easily to other places. They want to be like Ikeja, they want to be on the island, they want to be in other places within Lagos, and it's very central for them to move around.
So now, real estate is a capital intensive business, and you are always risking a lot of money, putting a lot of money, hoping that the project will deliver. How do you break the fear of risking your money?
So I feel like if you want to break the fear of risking your money, it's understanding that the worst risk, the highest risk ever is no risk. So if you don't take risk, you fail. I did a video one time, I was talking about how most people, their first investment always turn out bad. My first investment, I cried. They did me everything, all the streets in the book, it was bad. But one thing happened was I learned a lot from it. So I'm not saying, bad things will not happen to you while you're investing in real estate. I'm saying it might, but you have to learn your lesson and do more. Because the only thing that would be worse is not doing anything at all. Because having your money as cash is worse. If you own a property, for instance, in the past 2-3 years, it's been hyperinflation. Money has just gone from zero to nothing. If you had 100 million in the bank account in 2023, right? That 100 million could buy, let's even say 2022, yeah. Let's do 2021. 2021, 100 million in the bank account could buy 10, 30, close to 30 Toyota Camry. Close to 30 Toyota Camry. Now, that same 100 million in the bank account, foreign use, that same 100 million can buy maybe less than 10, maybe 7. So, having that cash in the bank is worse than buying real estate. If you buy real estate, you go through stuff, you learn, you do the next one, you make a lot of money. If I had stopped after my first investment, I would not be here today. And now, the portfolio I have is in billions of naira. So it's to go in, learn enough so you don't get burnt. If you do get burnt, learn from it so you can do more and make better investments in the future.
So can you share some insight from your first investment?
Yeah, so my first investment, I remember it was a lease project. I walked into that property, just clueless. It was a lady developer. She said, let's partner, let's buy this property. After she tricked me into it, so she asked me to be the main agent. After I rented out the place, no problem. Next time I found out she doesn't own the place. And she's actually using my finance money to list the place. So she has not yet listed it. She wanted to rent it, and by then we had already done 2 million with her already. So she eventually said, okay. We were like, okay, how much is left? She told us. Like, okay, you know what? We're gonna raise the money we need to list the place. Then let's split the building into 2. I own half, you own half. I should have learned from the beginning that somebody who started the deal like that was going to be a fraudulent person. So by the time we got to Palace, she leased the place. From there it was just chaos. She would lease her own side, she would rent out her own side, come and rent out my own side. She would people that rented, she would not give them back their property. She would one place now, let's say a room is available for rent. She rents to 5 people. all sort of fraud. She was just doing a lot of fraud, left, right, center, everywhere, and it was just a lot. It was just a lot, yeah. So it was, at the end of the day, we lost like more than 3 million on that day. If not up to 5. And this was when I was just starting, I didn't have a lot of money. So I just had to like let it go and move on to that investment.
So how were you able to settle the tenants already?
We paid them ourselves. In fact, funny, there's one guy, I don't even know where he is right now. His rent is still tied there, but he just left it. So most of them we pay them back ourselves.
So Igbo people don't invest in Lagos. You are an Igbo man. Why do you choose to invest in Lagos?
I won't say Igbo people don't invest. Igbo will invest heavily in Lagos. They are just beginning to say, okay, maybe we shouldn't. But Igbo will invest heavily in Lagos, very heavily. So for me, I didn't really think about it as an Igbo guy investing in Lagos. When I left Trinidad, I was just thinking, okay, me now as an Igbo man, I was just thinking, well, me as a student, really, like, what can I do? So I genuinely think if we need to make some changes in the way we in our country, because I feel more attached to Lagos than I do maybe my home state, my alleged home state, because I've not been there. I grew up in Lagos, I was born in Lagos. So to me, it just made sense. Like I spent so much time in the city, I just feel like, definitely should invest here because and then the money is there too, so it makes sense.
For an typical Igbo man who has been skeptical about investing in Lagos, what would you tell an investor?
So the thing with tribalism and the issues around it is it's not a Nigerian thing per se. It's a societal thing, it's a human thing. For instance, if you go to America, let's not even use America, let's say China, or somewhere even America, other countries, if you go there and you invest, so basically you're an immigrant, hey, this is that, right? If you come to Lagos as a Nigerian, you're going to be like, oh, you're not Yoruba. Now, among Yorubas, they still fight that, you are from states, you are not from Lagos, you are from this other state. There's a thing you will do as a Yoruba man, you're like, wait, you know you are not from Lagos, so calm down. So you see that it's a thing that the differentiator keeps happening. If you go to the east, there is still conversation around, oh, is this state really Igbo? Is that state is not Igbo enough? So for me, what that makes me think is, regardless of where I go, there's going to be problems. So let me go to the place where I'll make the most money and still face problems. And then that's why Lagos made sense. So you will face the same problem you face any other place in the world, but you make the most money.
So behind every promise, there is a principle behind it. You've done multiple projects in Surulere that I know so much about, from lead apartments to the world apartment to the one you just delivered the last time. What have been your key principles for able to deliver consistently?
Key principle to be able to deliver consistent. So the thing is, we focus on delivering on time for our clients. So one of the things I noticed is you get what you focus on. So you focus on I need to make the most money, you make the most money. You focus on I need to deliver the best value to my customer, you deliver the best value to your customer. So our focus is around what does our customer want and how do we hyper focus on that. So we're always trying to, how do we build faster, how do we build better, how do we build finer. Every metric that our customer like, we focus on it. So when we have team meetings, we are not thinking, where we're just like, okay, how do we make this project better than whatever our customer expects, and then we hyper focus on it and put everybody's efforts, so everybody in the company understand that this is what we're trying to do, and then we deliver on it.
So currently you are delivering, you are building the well apartment in Okerenke.
Yeah.
So can you tell our investors about that project and what it has to offer?
Okay, so for Wells Apartments is in Surulere. So we mostly build these properties for investment purposes. By investment I mean for you to make direct money. So we have studio and one-bedroom apartments available. The way it works is you buy the units and we help you run short let on it, so that you don't have to worry about getting tenant and all those things, and then you'll be making money every month. Like the Wells Apartment now, you buy it for, I think currently it's at 50 million for a studio apartment, and you make around 4.8 every year at the beginning, and with time this will keep increasing over time. Same with Buckingham is selling currently for 55 million, and you'll be getting 7.2 every year. We also recently released a new product we call co-ownership. So if you don't have 50 something million to buy property, you don't have to miss out on the rent or the capital appreciation. So you can own a part of a unit. Let's say like a studio apartment for 55 million now, you own a part of it with just 17 million. You can own a part of a studio apartment and it will come furnished, and that 17 million you'll be making 2 million every year from it. So that way you don't need to have all the money to own. You be just a part of it, you own it, and then you are collecting rent, and you can also resell when the value of the property goes up.
Okay, so co-ownership is like 2 or 3 people coming together to
Exactly.
apartment. Structural agreement on sharing.
Yes, right? Yes. So the good thing about the co-ownership is you don't have to worry about the other people. So the same way when we have the apartment building, you come and buy a studio, another person come buy a 1 bedroom, and people are buying parts of that one building. It's the same way when I say, okay, you can buy parts of a unit too. So you own part of the unit and we manage everything for you. You don't have to worry about the other owners. We run everything. You own it. This is what you own, and this is what you'll be getting from what you own.
So for the where apartment and up here, basically you put down your money, you buy it, and then you make money and you hand over everything for the client.
Yes, that's
very nice. Yeah. So you are a fan of personal development and reading books.
Yes.
What role have that played in your life?
It played a huge role because they say you are the average of the first top 5 people you hang out with. So what I decided to do is the people I know one-on-one will not be the top 5 people I hang out with. So I spend most of my time hanging out with billionaires, people that are doing so well by reading their books, listening to their videotape, listening to their podcasts. So most of the time I'm there listening to people that have done way more than I've done, and it keeps me inspired, keeps me motivated. It also keeps me knowledgeable on what I'm doing part time.
Top 5 books everyone should read.
Top 5 books, Think and Grow Rich. I have a quote. This, I don't know if you showing the camera up. It's a quote from the book, Think and Grow Rich. Your Next 5 Moves by Patrick David. E-Myth by Michael Guba. Start with Why by Simon Sinek. And which one should I pick for the 5th?
How to Influence and Impress.
Oh, that is a good book. But I have one. I would say Big Business, Small Money, Big Business by Ajah Lekki. Yeah. So those 5 books, really read it to change your life.
Final was, what do you wish investors know about real estate investing?
It's not about shine house. That the house is fine, does not mean you make money. So do your maths. I like what you said, that investing is about the numbers. So do your maths, do your calculation. It's not by shine. All that glitters are not gold.
Yeah. You know, I have a quote that the best way to make a decision moving forward is by studying history.
Yes.
And if you study history, you know what has happened in the past. That will give you some key insight on what to do for the future. So when we look at the past history of rent, because I've also had a similar experience. When I was living in the mainland, someone wanted to rent an apartment. I started seeing prices. I later realized that Surulere is the next area after Ikeja, and there is demand for that. So for projection, based on what has happened in the past, if someone invests 50 million naira today, in 5 years, based on projection of the world apartment, it's expected to make back his money, and for the remaining year is for ROI.
Yes, definitely.
So, what will you? I want you to give that person with that money courage to invest in apartment.
So the thing is, it's once you invest in apartments like that, your returns is sure because the demand is just insane. So when you make your money back in 5 years, you still own that property for maybe 95 years. So you make so much money, your children will make so much money. So it's like, it's a no-brainer. It's just a no-brainer. Once you have something like that, you just keep making money for as long as possible.
So thanks so much for listening to this episode or watching it on YouTube. If you have not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Also, if you would like to get into any of the apartments, kindly give us a call or send us a DM to the numbers showing on your screen. Thanks so much once again. Until the next episode. episode.